want to continue with the memories towards Kurdish perpetration and rescue during the genocide and the aftermath of the genocide. Archival research shows that many Kurdish tribes collaborated with the Ottoman state in killing and deporting Armenians, confiscating properties, abducting Armenian women, and observing children into Muslim households. In the vilayets of Diyarbakır and Bitlis, the Mutki tribe, Bekran, Beder, Bozek, Jalal, Dekshuri, Heverkan, Penjinar, Zirki tribe took part in the physical extermination of Armenians. Oral history works of historians and Kurdish dengbeş songs, which means oral songs in Kurdish, depict the perpetrations of Kurds in eastern Anatolia. Through these accounts, now we know that perpetration and rescue stories also existed in the Armenian genocide. I wish to present few of these cases of perpetration and rescue here. Hangul, one of my interviewees from Diyarbakır, narrated the perpetration of her own grandfather. Her grandfather, who was a reputable member of the Zirki tribe, was known for his killings in the Kazas of Hazro and Lice. His name was Hüseyin. Hangul was so distanced from her grandfather because, I quote, "Of course, he was guilty and responsible for everything. He had killed my grandmother's former husband, abducted her, and forcibly Islamized her. He confiscated all the remaining properties, and she was not happy because he never cared about her. She died soon after he married a second wife. Her name was Vartanush, and my name is Hangul, which means the same in Kurdish. I feel affiliated with her much more than my grandfather." Here's a perpetration story told by a Kurdish Armenian who considers herself as an atheist and politically leftist. The Islamization of her own grandmother Vartanush had upset Hangul. There were 14 more cases of forced marriage among all my interviews with survivors. Besides the perpetration stories, there are accounts of survivors about Kurdish rescuers who were either ordinary villagers or tribe members. We know from the archival works that Kürt Aşiretleri resisted the Ottoman government's orders and protected their Armenians from the attacks of other Kurdish tribes. The motivation for such protections or rescues might be because Kurdish tribes had previous experiences in conflict with the Ottoman state and the neighboring tribes, and presumably these conflicts made them more likely to play a rescuer role in the genocide. Milan tribe from Diyarbakır and Reshkotan tribe from Beshiri district and the Shigo tribe from Sasun had saved Armenians from killings. I would like to give one example here from one of my interviewees, Sevan, whose family was rescued. He says, "My grandparents escaped Syria with the help of Reshkotan tribe. They resided there in 1916 and 17. They came back to Harniki village after the Kurdish attacks stopped. Since then, we all have good relations with Reshkotans. For instance, I'm aware that I'm not a Kurd, but I have so much appreciation for Kurds in my area. This peaceful experience between us and Kurds led all of us in the family to vote the Kurdish political parties ever since they joined the elections." Ordinary Kurds also protected or hid Armenians during the genocide. Sami from Kürt district of Diyarbakır narrated his grandfather Alexander's escape and survival story. His grandfather was a 9-year-old child who was protected by an ordinary man named Haji Muhammad. Alexander was called Filite Gochkar. Filit means in Kurdish the one who survived, and Gochkar or Goshkakar means shoemaker in Armenian language. Apparently Alexander had learned how to make shoes from his father. And when Sami was telling me about this story, he voiced a suspicion that that has been in his mind for a while. He said he maybe survived because he was a shoemaker. Everybody knows that only Armenians could have such artisanship. Kurds were not involved in those. I asked him what would change if Haji Muhammad hid his father in order to make money. He said, then that means he did not rescue him only for the sake of saving a 9-year-old. He saved him for his own desire to gain something from him. We will never know what was Haji Muhammad's intention when he had saved Alexander. Yet this story could give us an idea about how the very process of the genocide was complicated by different acts of Kurds, such as perpetrating, rescuing, helping, or benefiting. These acts clearly blur the lines of clear categories of perpetration, help, victimhood, and beneficiaries. I would like to conclude with a note that these accounts, these oral accounts, were only the ones I found. But let's keep in mind that there are thousands and thousands who do not wish to talk, or who prefer to hide, who do not remember, who doesn't want to remember, who ignore their Armenian backgrounds and the painful experience their families had. So then the further research on oral history